Hey, how you doing out there? I'm Steve Schmidt with No Limit.
And I'm Paul Fink.
Today we are going to talk about strength training. The whole idea about today is to hit the weights. We're going to try to get you guys stronger, we're going to try to build mass, and we're going to try to get you guys nice and powerful.
And with strength training, there's a concept called hypertrophy, where your muscles will expand and grow with the muscle mass that you're building, versus atrophy, when your muscles shrink and lose that strength that you have from the beginning.
That's absolutely right, Paul. Today we're going to go over 3 concepts that are going to help you guys at home when it comes to strength training. One of the concepts is going to be spotting, proper ways to spot, and we're going to do 2 different exercises. We're going to work on a squat and a bench press. One of the concepts we're going to talk about today is eccentric and concentric movement. When we do these movements properly, we will gain a lot of strength and a lot of power. And the final concept that we're going to talk about today is how to create and generate a tremendous amount of power and explosiveness. Okay, so stick with us. We're going to run through some of these concepts really quickly, but these are foundational concepts, so try to implement them as we continue to build these programs. Next, we're going to talk about spotting properly. Okay, so Paul is in the squatting position with the barbell across his shoulders here, and he's going to go through 5 squats. On the 5th one, he's going to fail out like it would be a max squat, and he's going to show you what happens with your chest when the weight's on your back and you start to fail out. Yes, typically. Okay, come on up. Great. Now, to prevent that, you have to really get up close behind this squatter, and you have to spot properly. So I'm going to come right up behind him, and we're going to act like he's failing out on the squats, and go down to the bottom and act like you're failing out. There we go. Now, to come and spot this, I want to pick his chest up and help him drive through the legs. If his chest is way over his knees, the small muscle groups in his low back are going to take the most of that pressure, hence injuring your low back. So as your spotter, you have to be right behind him and prevent that chest from dropping, i.e. lifting him up here at the chest and making sure that that weight is safely over his hips and not in front of his hips. Using the bigger leg muscles to help get and generate that power for full extension, okay? Now we're going to spot the bench press. Paul is on the bench right now. His hands are right outside of his shoulders, okay? Which means when he brings that bar to his chest, his elbows become 90-degree angles. Okay, really important to continue forward progress or positive motion when you're doing the bench press. If Paul had a lot of weight on here and he was going through the concentric movement, the positive movement, so on the way up, and he got pinned right here, and the weight started to go down, and the spotter didn't get his hands underneath there in time, then that would impinge the shoulders and possibly create an injury. So, as he's going through this, as you're spotting your partner here, and the partner brings the weight to the chest, and he comes up and he stops forward movement, then that's where you come in and you assist to finish out that full range of motion. Good job. And remember, it's really important when you're spotting the bench press to stagger your stance and come over top of the person doing the exercise, because if you don't, and that person fails out and they can't lift the weight, you don't have enough power in your low back and arms to pull this weight off of this person. So you have to stagger your feet here, and I like to go overhand with one and underhand with the other. So if he does fail out, I've got more power in my base to lift that weight up and rack it safely. One of the concepts that we're going to cover today is eccentric versus concentric movement. We're going to do just a simple curl. When he brings the movement, when he brings that bar up in the positive manner, that's going to be the concentric movement. When Paul slowly lowers that ball in the negative motion here, that is eccentric movement. So the idea when you're doing strength training, mass training, is we want to make microscopical tears inside of those muscles, and then overnight when we recover, when we sleep, we rebuild those muscles bigger and stronger. One of the best ways and the most effective ways to tear these muscles up is the eccentric movement. So we're going to try to bring that weight down, whether it's a curl, a bench press, a squat. So the slower the tempo in the eccentric movements, the more tearing of the muscle that we're going to create. Hence, the bigger we're going to rebuild. Okay? Now, let's talk about generating power. we're going to combine strength training with explosive training, and this is generally how we generate power. So we're going to just simulate a squat and a bench press right now in these two exercises. Try to imagine there's a tremendous amount of weight on this barbell, and Paul is going to do a max set of 3 to 5 reps. After he finishes those 3 to 5 reps, on the final rep, it'll be quite the struggle. He's going to rack that weight, and then he's going to step back and he's going to perform 3 to 5 jump squats. So, we're trying to train explosiveness and power by doing the heavy strength training and combining that with jump or explosion training. Okay, so we're starting off with our feet on the ground, heavy weight, and then we're going to finish with explosion into the air. Once again, creating power. We're going to simulate this with bench press as well. So once again, Paul's going to perform 3 to 5 heavy reps for max effort here, max weight. And once he finishes the final rep, he's going to rack it, and then he's going to immediately go into 3 to 5 clap push-ups, okay? Once again, generating that explosive movement right off the ground and creating power. Well, there you have it. Thanks so much. We hope this helps when you go ahead and construct your strength training programs, your heavy weightlifting programs. Remember these key terms, because these are what are going to keep you safe when you're lifting a tremendous amount of weight. Take it day by day and you'll get there faster.
And don't forget, hard work works.
There is no limit to your success.